It's an internal filter they use, okay? It's 4 words, you should write this down, surrounding one word in the middle. Muscle, fire, icon, bond. All swirling around a word to rebel. Every marketing campaign they have, every memo, every bike they build, everything has to meet the legend model first before they'll roll it out. We're going to need some tape too. Is it ready, Schoolie?
Yeah, at 11:30.
They said at 11, okay. Muscle, fire, icon, bond, and this rebellious nature about the brand, okay? Now, I want you to table any animosity you have towards Harley. And I know a lot of people who work in other brands have animosity towards Harley. I get it, okay? But just look at it strictly from the product that it is and the reputation that it has and the market share. Clearly it's a very desirable product, right? Muscle. Would you agree that Harley has a muscular image? Yeah. It's a very tough image. If 97% of America doesn't ride a motorcycle, their only perspective or perception of a motorcycle rider is what they see, right? And by the way, according to Forbes magazine, the average American watches 5 hours of television a night, which blows my mind at who has that kind of time. But in the same sentence, we'll say, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to play with my kid, I don't have time to read a book. Okay, you've got 5 hours to watch Dancing with the Freaking Stars. Okay. But what's their perception? What they see on TV? What do you see on TV about a Harley rider? Bearded up, tattooed, tough guy, rebel, fighter, dangerous, right? And let's not kid ourselves. That's what a lot of people are buying into when they buy a Harley. They never had the reputation, they're buying that reputation, which is why they buy a Harley. Well, the whole point of UFC was to try to get the demographic they can't get, younger. And they're still not doing it. They're still not getting the 20-some-year-old white male. That's who they're trying to, right? They can't get that person. But it's got a tough muscular image. Fire, very passion-driven. Look at the diamond cut heads. Look at if you're a Harley person and you look at a Harley, there's a lot of passion that you have towards that. I would suggest many of us have that relative to whatever brand you find appealing. But all together, you only see all 5 of those with Harley. It's a very iconic brand, right? It is a very iconic brand. The Harley-Davidson Bar and Shield. Do you have a tattoo of the Bar and Shield? No. It's the 5th most recognized symbol in the world and the number 2 tattoo in the world, second only to Mom, is the number 1 tattoo in the world. For real. Just consider that. 33%, which is 1/3 of the 3% of America. So 1% of America plays in the Harley space, and it's the 2nd most popular tattoo in the world. That is astounding, right? Very iconic. Bond. You ever notice how Harley guys all ride together? Honda guys don't all ride together. Even Triumph people don't ride together. The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride isn't a Triumph only ride. It is a cafe racer kind of ride. And as long as you have that style of a bike, you're in. If we go adventure bike riding, you could be on a BMW GS and I'll be on my Adventure and somebody else will be on a V-Strom and we'll all ride together, right? Or the Ducati Multistrada, they'll all ride together. Any sport bike fans in the room? Past, present, or future? What do you have? What did you have?
1098.
A 1098 Ducati?
675 Super.
So the Triumph and a Ducati, anyone else? So you had a Busa, Suzuki, and a Street Triple, and a Street Triple, right? So we got 3 different brands. We'll all ride together because we're all on sport bikes, right? So category, Harley. Brand. You'd be on a 48 or an Ultra, doesn't make any difference. On their littlest sports tour or their biggest touring bike, and they'll all ride together. You ever notice that? It's very unique to that brand. I finally pulled the trigger and rode to Sturgis last year because I figured that was an event that as an industry guy I should be part of, even though that's not typically my MO. That's not my thing. I've had plenty of Harleys in the garage through the years. My wife likes to ride on the back when we go up to go have dinner somewhere. I think if you've never ridden a Harley, you should to understand what the draw is to it. It has its place for sure, but it's just not typically me. but I rode to Sturgis on a Dyna Wide Glide, which horrible decision on my part. I just got beat to shit all the way there. But I was riding with 3 other Harley guys, and then we picked up a BMW guy at a gas station, and we were really welcoming and very inviting to him. And by the time we got up there, he pulled me aside. He's like, I just never felt like I fit in with you guys. To which my answer was, I know. I know. That Harley has that thing. It is that culture, that feeling, that belongingness. Remember when I started with Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Number 3 is the feeling of being included and belonging and part of and wanted and accepted. People go off to college. Why do you think they join fraternities and sororities? For that. People sign up for Harley. It's not about the bike. It's about that. That's what they're getting, which is a feeling. So my question to you is, when I buy a bike from you, what do I get other than the bike? Because would you agree with me that people are buying something other than the bike when they're buying a Harley Davidson? Now you can talk about your Busa all day long, and I've ridden a Busa and I got off of it and I thought, oh my God, that is an amazing machine, but I didn't then go put on my Suzuki clothes to hang out with my Suzuki friends, right? I didn't do that. You don't do it with Cowie, you don't do it with Honda, you get off the bike and you leave the bike behind. Now, Triumph has done a very good job as far as incorporating a brand into your lifestyle. It's more than just the bike. It's the clothes that you wear, it's the conversations that you're having, it's the cafes that you're hanging out in, it's the distinguished gentleman's ride, because they're pulling people together other than a thing. Starbucks was founded on a concept called the third space. The third space. They weren't designed to make coffee. That wasn't their original plan. Starbucks decided they wanted to create a hangout, because over in Europe, Space 1 was home, where I had to be dad or roommate or parent or whatever that is. Space 2 is work, where I have to be manager or employee or whatever that is. Well, when do I just get to be Sam? Oh, that's your Space 3. Let's create a Space 3. Well, what do they like to do in Europe? Stop off at these little coffee shops to hang out with their mates. Well, let's do that in America. Welcome to Starbucks. That's how Starbucks got formed, to create a space where people love to hang out. It wasn't to sell coffee. And if they love to hang out, what are they going to do while they're hanging out? Buy something. Great, what should we have? Coffee. Their cups were originally ceramic mugs and ceramic plates. We totally Americanized it by riding all over and making it efficient and getting you in and out. But if you think about a Starbucks, they're designed to make you stay. There's wireless, there are still newspapers there are couches, there's music, there's great smell when you walk in. It's a whole environment designed to make you stay. How about at your store? Are you designing an environment that makes you want to stay and hang out? Or are you processing me like a transaction? What did you need? Let's get you through the line so you can get on with your day. One of those feels really good. One of those includes me. One of those makes me feel like a member of your family. One of those makes me think you're Walmart. We got to get away from thinking transactionally and towards thinking about people and relationships. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been, by the way. That's what Harley's really good at creating. You can say anything you want about their bikes, and I would agree with 99% of what you would say. But the fact of the matter is, Harley has the market share they have because they cause more human engagement and emotion than any other brand. Last point, then we're going to go to lunch. You ever notice how the people who are into Harley, most of them never started on a Harley? They all start on a whole bunch of different random street bikes, and then eventually they pull the trigger on a Harley. But you ever notice how the guy that pulls the trigger on a Harley rarely leaves Harley once involved? Once he's in the brand, it's not like he's sitting there thinking like, I'm on a Road King. I wonder what my next bike's going to be. Let's go with a Goldwing next. That doesn't happen. It's which Harley am I going to get next? Once they're in the brand, and they're typically in the brand for life. So run through that whole model. If the draw to Harley is they create more emotion and human connection than any other brand, and once people jump into the brand, they never leave it, my question to you is, what if people who bought something from you only ever bought from you again? They bounced between salespeople until they found you, and they never left you with the same allegiance that they never left the brand. That'd be pretty cool. How do you do that? Create more emotion and human connection than any other salesperson. Stop learning product knowledge, start learning people knowledge. You get it? It's so easy once you realize it's easy. It's all about people, always has been. Questions on any of this? That slide 1 of your PowerPoint starts off with the biggest deficiency being staff. We will get to that. I hate PowerPoint because it locks you into the next thing. And I'd much rather just conversationally get to all the points that are in there. And we will get to all the points that are in there. You had something, Ricky? The rebellious nature is that those 4 words just swirl around this edgy attitude of just rebelliousness. Right? People just have that. People who are on a Harley have that concept of it. Harley creates more emotion. They have something that people are buying into other than the motorcycle. Right? Matt Levatich, CEO of Harley, rang the closing bell on Wall Street, and he showed up in jeans and a Harley shirt to Wall Street. Right? They asked him on camera why he's in jeans and a Harley shirt, and he said, "I'd rather have to explain to you why I'm in jeans and a Harley shirt than explain to my biker friends why I'd be standing up here in a suit and tie." It was a great answer. It's straight out of the Legend model, right? Every marketing campaign, stick it to the man, screw it, let's ride, no cages. It's all designed to capture this feeling. Right? Now you can